that meditation app you're using, it might be doing less than you think. In 1979, a biologist's basement experiment spawned a billion-dollar industry. But science reveals a surprising truth about what really changes your brain. In 1979, John Kabat-Zinn led chronic pain patients into a basement room at the University of Massachusetts Medical School. He asked them to sit still, close their eyes, and pay attention to their breath. Some wept. Others walked out. The idea that focusing on pain could alleviate it seemed absurd. Yet decades later, that experiment has spawned a multi-billion-dollar industry. Apps like Calm and Headspace are valued in the billions. Fortune 500 companies offer mindfulness rooms. The U.S. military trains soldiers in meditation. But here is the uncomfortable truth the wellness industry does not want you to hear. Most of what you think you know about mindfulness and meditation is probably wrong. And conflating the two may be undermining the very benefits you are seeking. The science draws a sharp line between them, and that distinction changes everything. The public often uses mindfulness and meditation interchangeably, but the scientific literature separates them clearly. Meditation is a broad family of practices, hundreds of distinct techniques ranging from focused attention on a candle flame to open monitoring like Vipassana, to loving kindness and transcendental meditation. Mindfulness, specifically, is a particular type of meditation, but it has also been operationalized as a trait, a stable characteristic of attention and awareness that can be cultivated. In clinical psychology, mindfulness is defined as the awareness that emerges through paying attention on purpose, in the present moment, and non-judgmentally. Meditation is the tool, mindfulness is the outcome. But here is the catch. Not all meditation produces mindfulness, and you can be mindful without ever meditating. A surgeon performing a delicate operation, or a parent calmly soothing a crying child, can be in a state of mindful awareness without ever sitting on a cushion. The surge in mindfulness research has been breathtaking. A PubMed search for mindfulness yields over 20,000 studies. However, the quality of this research is highly variable. A landmark meta-analysis by Goyle and colleagues at Johns Hopkins University examined 47 randomized controlled trials involving over 3,500 participants. Their findings were sobering. Mindfulness meditation programs showed moderate evidence for reducing anxiety, depression, and pain, but the evidence for improving stress, mood, and quality of life was no better than other active treatments like exercise or cognitive behavioral therapy. The authors concluded that the effects were modest and that much of the hype was unwarranted. This doesn't mean mindfulness doesn't work. It means it's not the miracle cure advertised. The real power lies in how and when you use it, and the benefits are far more specific than the wellness industry suggests. Despite modest overall effects, specific conditions show robust benefits. A systematic review by Hoffman and colleagues found that mindfulness-based stress reduction and mindfulness-based cognitive therapy produced significant effect sizes, Cohen's d of 0.97 for anxiety and 0.95 for depression in clinical populations. These are large effects. For recurrent depression, MBCT has been shown to be as effective as maintenance antidepressant medication. The mechanism appears to be not about stopping negative thoughts, but changing one's relationship to them, a process called decentering or reperceiving. As Dr. Zindel Segal, co-developer of MBCT, explains, the problem is not the thoughts themselves, but the way we relate to them. Mindfulness doesn't empty the mind, it changes the volume knob. This subtle shift is what makes mindfulness a powerful tool for those struggling with mental health conditions. One of the most controversial areas is pain. Early studies suggested that mindfulness could reduce pain intensity by 30 to 40%. But a 2022 study by Zeidin and colleagues in biological psychiatry used a clever experimental design. They compared mindfulness meditation to a sham meditation where participants were told to breathe slowly but without any mindful awareness instruction, and to a placebo cream. The results were striking. Mindfulness reduced pain by about 33%, but the sham meditation reduced it by 21%. The placebo cream reduced it by 11%. The difference between mindfulness and sham was statistically significant but small. This suggests that while mindfulness has genuine analgesic effects, they are not as dramatic as early proponents claimed, and expectation plays a major role. The mind is powerful, but it's not magic. Given the mixed evidence, the question becomes, under what conditions do mindfulness and meditation actually produce meaningful change? The answer is more nuanced than any app advertisement suggests. For stress reduction, short bursts work. A 2018 study by Hulsheger and colleagues in the Journal of Applied Psychology found that just 10 minutes of daily mindfulness meditation significantly reduced emotional exhaustion and improved job satisfaction in employees over a 2-week period. The key was consistency, not duration. Participants who meditated for 10 minutes daily showed better outcomes than those who meditated for 30 minutes but only occasionally. This aligns with the dose-response research. For stress reduction, frequency trumps session length. So if you're short on time, a few minutes each day is far more effective than a marathon session once a week. Here is where the mindfulness versus meditation distinction becomes crucial. A study by Colzado and colleagues at Leiden University compared 2 types of meditation: focused attention and open monitoring. They found that focused attention meditation improved cognitive flexibility, the ability to switch between tasks, but impaired creative thinking. Conversely, open monitoring meditation boosted creativity but reduced focused attention. This means that the type of meditation you choose can either help or hinder your cognitive goals. If you're trying to solve a complex problem, focused attention might be your ally. But if you need to brainstorm new ideas, open monitoring could be the better choice. The takeaway? There is no one-size-fits-all meditation. Matching the practice to your specific needs is what actually works. Mindfulness is not a magic pill, it's a skill. Used wisely, it can transform how you relate to stress, pain, and thought. The real power lies not in the app, but in how you apply it.